Just so you guys know, we are not going to try to hide our spoilers in any way because we just can't do it while talking about the movie. Otherwise, it's not that fun. If you don't want spoilers, don't watch it.
Hey everybody, I'm Will.
JP.
And I'm Phil.
And we're from Roll With It. This is our review section called Roll Call. And today we're going to be doing Star Wars Rogue One.
What'd you guys think?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic.
Me too.
The first thought I had walking out of the theater was, this is the best Star Wars movie I've seen since Return of the Jedi. And I loved The Force Awakens. It was a fantastic movie. This was so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
All of the characters were exceedingly real.
Yeah. And with The Force Awakens, it was like, kind of like a lot of people's complaints. And it is true, it was like kind of almost a rehashing of episode 4. This one felt very fresh and original.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know, it was a nice little compliment to the original series with all the Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah. But
I absolutely loved it.
And the thing was, though, the Easter eggs didn't even feel like Easter eggs. They were just part of the universe.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I never, I just kind of started with the whole Star Wars.
This one is
thing,
a converted geek.
Yeah.
He thought it was the lamest shit you could ever possibly imagine.
I'm like 2 years into the geekness.
And now he's here sitting with us, drinking out of a Star Wars coffee mug. So clearly we've converted him to the good side.
I've changed.
For the better.
I like that, I could watch this movie and not necessarily had to have seen the other movies, but also that I have seen the other movies, kind of not that much, but still enough to pick up on the small little Easter eggs. Like I thought that was really cool how it's its own movie. It's not,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like
its own entity.
It's not just a good Star Wars canon. It's a good sci-fi film.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah, you take away the stormtroopers and the lasers, and it's
Good action.
it's a good war movie. It was Saving Private Ryan with stormtroopers.
Yeah.
It was great.
Like the whole last 45 minutes was
It was balls to the wall.
just Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, but good.
Yeah, but good.
Just,
But entertaining and not
so much action.
Yeah, and of
But
course,
in the best way
lasers.
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seeing the AT-ATs coming onto the screen. It had that feeling of from Saving Private Ryan as the tanks are coming over over the bridge and Tom Hanks is looking off. That's exactly what it felt like. It was just impending doom.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
And I love the CGI of
Oh my
Mon
God.
Mothma and General Turgan and
so good.
Leia at the end.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looked like they took her out of the old movie.
I went on to IMDb the night we saw it, and I guess it was Carrie Fisher, and they just Benjamin Buttoned her face.
That's so cool.
So it really is her, and that's because I thought when she said Hope, I was like, she sounds a little weird, and it's because she's in her 60s. Yeah,
Cigarette smoke.
exactly. So it sounded a little, but it was perfect. It looked exactly like A New Hope's Princess Leia.
Exactly.
Which as soon as it finished, all of us wanted to do was go home and watch A New Hope, because it goes seamlessly into it.
Yeah, you could, like he said the night we came back, you could almost play them as one long movie.
And I intend to, as soon as they come out on home video.
Yeah.
We'll probably be doing it here. The film starts with Mads Mikkelsen's Galen Erso. He's on the run. Well, he's trying to be on the run from the Empire. He's developing some sort of weapon. They haven't really specified yet, but he has all the knowledge, and his wife tries to interfere with Ben Mendelsohn's General Krennic. She tries to take him out. She's not very successful. Those Death Troopers are pretty gnarly.
Personally, that's a part that kind of was like, wait, why'd you abandon your daughter?
Yeah.
Why? He said run.
Yeah.
Run with your daughter.
Well,
Raise her.
I really enjoyed the movie, but I did have a couple little nitpicky things. They didn't really affect my overall opinion of the movie. No, it's all good. Like, I noticed Star Wars has this thing about making kids orphans.
Yeah.
That seems to be their crutch. I'm hoping, although we're getting Han Solo, so obviously we're not getting away from the orphan. Which is fine. You know, it's Star Wars. That's their thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they really strayed from regular Star Wars because there's only one lightsaber in the whole movie. And it's so fucking badass.
Yeah, you get to see Vader actually, like, using it, like...
Yeah.
Strong, like
the
high school Vader, like, you know, like in his prime.
Yeah, well, it showed a different version of power. This was a full display of the warrior that was Darth Vader. Yeah. I enjoy, based on Rogue One, the expansion of the new Star Wars. Yeah,
I look forward to, if we're gonna do a Star Wars movie every year, like Disney said.
Yeah.
If all the one shots are as good as this.
Yeah.
I really look forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm really looking forward to the Han Solo movie.
Yeah. Kind of bummed they're not going to do the Obi-Wan, or so they say.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, it would be fun, but we can't get everything we want.
Yeah, that's true.
So after the Empire takes out the family. Forrest Whitaker's Saw Gerrera is a friend of Mads Mikkelsen's family and saves the little girl, Jyn Erso. Both of them. He's a crossover character from the Clone Wars. He's the only crossover from any of the other Star Wars entities in this movie. And then we fast forward.
K2SO has his triumphant burst on the screen.
Oh yeah,
rescuing her from the cuffs and all that.
Yeah.
With his first little smart ass comment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk motion capture of a droid. Unbelievable. Again, the CG.
It's like my favorite in the movie.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. The characters in this movie are so believable and so relatable. Donnie Yen was Chirrut Imwe. He was the blind monk, I guess. Whatever. They were guardians of the wills.
Yeah, he totally had the double-edged lightsaber.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, and the staff and that crossbow. Excuse me, people. That crossbow thing he had. Mm-hmm. He kind of.
Yeah, for a blind guy. Well, Kyber crystals are what powers a Jedi's lightsaber. And since in Rogue One we're in between the prequels and the original trilogy of there are no Jedi, there's no use for Kyber crystals, so they have no job. But they are attuned to the Force. And his mantra was, I am one with the Force, the Force
is me.
Yeah, I am with the Force is with me, was his mantra, and he could do quite incredible things for a guy who couldn't see. And he and Wen Jiang's Baz Malbus.
Bigger guy.
Yeah. They were both. In the Force. He sort of believed in the Force. I think he had just lost faith in the Force.
Yeah, he definitely did. He even said at one point that he's mad because he knows I can do it.
Yeah.
The blind guy.
Mm-hmm.
That he was like, he's upset because he knows I can. Pretty much he's pissed because the Force is real.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't accept it.
What I enjoyed their relationship with each other on screen. That was fantastic.
Yeah, it was very father-sonish.
But it was more. I thought it was more brotherly.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean. They were genuine brothers in arms, but they were also
close.
Yeah, they were
he
brothers.
Looked up to it. Yeah, he definitely looked up to him.
And they both protected each other, but they were just. Again, that's what I meant. The characters were so They were so relatable.
They kind of are just. At first, it's to get to her father and assassinate him. That's the overall mission
of the rebels.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the rebels, and they want Jyn Erso to get there to kind of get the information and use her to.
Yeah, they tell her that it's to bring him back.
Yeah.
To rescue him.
But they're trying to kind of coax her father out of hiding. Wherever he is.
Because they know he's building a super weapon.
Yeah, and they're trying to get the plans to the Death Star.
Which they don't know is the Death Star yet.
Yeah, they don't even know yet.
They just know it's something bad. And then we are introduced also, this is again one of my favorite bits of computer work in the movie, Grand Moff Tarkin. Governor Tarkin in this.
Yeah.
Or no, I guess he's...
was that full, CGI?
It was an actor named Guy Henry who looks a lot like Peter Cushing, but they grafted Peter Cushing's eyes and cheekbone, distinctive cheekbone onto Guy Henry's face.
He almost looked better.
Yeah, he looked he looked a little bit more vital.
Alive.
One of my complaints was with Jyn Erso and her father.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really spend any time together. It was kind of like, I haven't seen you my entire life. I finally find you. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to see a little bit more. That's kind of a waste of talent.
Yeah, with Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, he could do.
Yeah, he's a beast of an actor.
Yeah, they could have utilized him a lot more than they did.
Well, there could be potential for other Star Wars movies with him before he died. I would not mind at all getting more of any of these characters, which would mean a jump backwards in time, which is fine by me.
Yeah. Assuming they don't do that,
we did lose. Oh, absolutely.
That could have been a really powerful scene to have the two of them reunite.
But it was also very powerful motivation for Jyn to do what she has to do through the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Because now she's kind of like Luke. Again, she has nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
Her father's gone. Saw Gerrera is gone because we see some of the power of the Death Star.
Yeah.
It's fully operational as
we see it's
They destroy the city.
First.
They destroy the temple that holds the Kyber crystals. Yeah. And Ben Mendelsohn. Okay, yeah. Ben Mendelsohn's General Krennic is the chief administrator for the Empire on the Death Star. So he's very eager to make sure that the rebels don't get to Mads Mikkelsen's Galen Erso.
And also to make himself look better the further his career.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's his main motivation is
absolutely.
I get credit for this, right? And that's what I loved is when he said that to Vader.
Yeah.
Vader just straight up choked him out.
Yeah. Yeah. What did he say? Try not to.
Your aspirations choke you.
Yeah. Try not to let your aspirations choke you. You remembered something. I'm so proud of you. But that was the first. That was our introduction to Vader. Yeah. We get a momentary glimpse of him without any armor on whatsoever. He's in a submersion tank. That was cool.
Yeah.
It isn't Hayden Christensen. It's just a random body double. And then
no, not that.
Yeah, really. Who really cares? Although they did bring back the same actress for Mon Mothma from Revenge of the Sith, and obviously they brought back Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa.
Oh my god. I got such a little nerd boner with
it was great. It was fantastic. Because it was dramatic the way they introduced him, but it was also very just everything in this movie felt very natural. Yeah. Maybe that's because I'm such a big Star Wars fan, but everything with movies like this, they really run the risk of it becomes cheap by how many references and how many Easter eggs.
Overkill.
Yeah, exactly. But there wasn't overkill. There were just every reference to something else in the Star Wars universe was perfectly logical. There was I'm sure there was, but to me it didn't seem like any of the Easter eggs were there just to be Easter eggs.
I loved how they bumped into
I
can never remember the name. The guy who gets his arm cut off by Obi-Wan in A New Hope.
Yeah.
They bumped into them in the
city. Yep. They bumped into both of those guys.
That was one of the ones I picked up on.
Yep.
I'm sure I didn't notice.
That was one of those. That was one of the gratuitous ones. Yeah. But again, you got it. How could you not?
It worked.
It was made by Star Wars fans. How could you not throw in? It was like if we had made it with an immense budget.
Yeah.
Yes, very true, very true. We didn't say Jyn Erso is played by Felicity Jones. She is fantastic in this movie. Really she kicks ass. She's a brilliant actress. She was in The Theory of Everything about Stephen Hawking.
I never saw it.
Oh, it was great. Eddie Redmayne is fantastic. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
It was fantastic in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I Anyway, yeah, Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso is fantastic. She really is the emotional anchor of the film, and she carries it well. She's again, you sort of ride through the movie with her.
Yeah.
So obviously it's intentional that you sympathize with her, but she's an effective conductor.
It was a weird relationship developing between the two of them, like having that insider information that you have as like the audience, knowing like, well, he's kind of there to do something you might not like.
Yeah.
And they're getting closer.
But I really enjoyed that they never developed. It was never a romantic relationship with them. There was a brief moment where it could have, but I enjoyed that they had the guts to just have them be. Yeah. They weren't brothers in arms. They were siblings in arms. There was, because usually
it have to be, oh my god, I love you.
Yeah, exactly. They had and I like that.
It was a movie without a love story.
Exactly.
As its foundation.
But its love story was for the alliance. Yeah. That was the great love story of the movie to me.
For what you believe in.
Exactly. It was. That's what made it such a great war movie. It was fantastic.
It really was. Like, it really it falls in with Platoon and Saving Private Ryan and
see,
Full Metal Jacket.
That's what I wish the wizard battle at the end of Deathly Hallows would have been. Yeah. Just that complete clusterfuck that it was. Yeah, the rebels decide not to go after the Death Star plans because they think it was too big of a risk. Right?
Something like that, yeah.
They decide not to go after the Death Star plans, but Jyn and Cassian Andor, they all, and a bunch of rebels, they lead, captured Imperial pilot.
Who ended up, joining the cause because it inspired him.
Yeah, he worked with Galen Erso, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he worked with Galen Erso on the facility, who told him to go help the rebels.
We found out before he dies when she's a hologram.
Yeah.
Which also, I gotta say, I always thought that,
everyone's always thought that.
Oh yeah, there's just this tiny little shaft that blows it up, and then now they made that relevant after all these years. That's exactly.
Yeah, because in 77,
anywhere
in 77 they were just like, who cares, or whatever, it's a cascade reaction, everyone cheers. Death Star blows up, we all go home. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They didn't anticipate people getting Star Wars tattoos and sitting here and talking about it. And it's been irking Star Wars fans forever. And they finally, like you said, it's an important part of Star Wars history now.
Yeah. I love that they made that relevant.
And I really, again, this is the fault of the prequels. All the switches in the ships were real switches. Everything was organic and old and used up, and that's what's great about the original movies. Everything's old and beat up.
Yeah. It's not like the prequels were tested.
Yeah. It's not like the prequels where everything is glossy and shiny.
Yeah.
I really love that we saw the Star Wars universe expand on film. So they lead the Rogue Rebel band, and that's where they come up with the call sign Rogue One as they're stealing the Imperial ship. They go after the plans. They go to the planet. They go to the planet where they can transmit the plans to the Rebel fleet, which is coming in behind them, because when the Rebel fleet realizes what's going on, everyone gets gung-ho about it, and they are on board for the attack.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Modern day technology is awesome.
It's unbelievable. And I love that they used it when they needed to use it. Yeah. It wasn't
oversaturated.
No, it wasn't there just to be there.
And a movie like this, honestly, wouldn't have worked that well 10 years ago.
No.
The technology to be able to put those little like Leia at the end, I gotta say, that's like some of the best CG face casts I've ever seen in my life.
Again, if I knew nothing about Star Wars and I watched Rogue One and then I watched A New Hope, I would be completely baffled. Yeah, I would have no idea how they did that. How did they get her to look the same 20 years later?
That's,
you know what I mean?
Good makeup.
Yeah, I would have no idea. It was. I remember as we're sitting in the theater when she turned around and the first time Grand Moff Tarkin turned around, I heard people go, oh, "Holy shit!"
It was like a collective crowd.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody just going like.
It was breathtaking. That's the best way to put it. And we saw it in IMAX 3D as well,
which was awesome.
I have come around on IMAX, not on IMAX, on 3D. I used to hate it.
Yeah, I still am not the biggest fan. It hurts my head.
Well, I was gonna say, it makes me dizzy. That's what I don't like. But the past couple times we've seen movies in 3D,
certain movies you have to see.
Doctor Strange.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange deserves to be in 3D.
Yeah.
I think 3D works better in the theater than it does at home.
Yeah.
Because it really gives you an immersive experience when, a sword plunges out of the screen and it's inches away from you.
Or when a Super Star Destroyer is coming out of the screen at you. So they get onto the planet to transmit the Death Star plans back up into space to the Rebel Alliance, but they have to get it past the shield encompassing the planet, shut down the shield. They have to shut down the shield, which people up top are doing that in a really creative way. They have a hammerhead ship crash into a Star Destroyer, which crashes into a Star Destroyer, which destroys the shield.
Yeah,
it was
so
just,
cool.
It was great. So obviously they get the plans up to the Rebel Alliance, and this is the best sequence in the movie. Literally crawling to get the plans to the finish line.
Yeah.
And I looked over and I saw him. We're both doing this.
Yeah, on the edge of my seat.
There was, because I was I knew where it was going. I knew what was 5 minutes away. I knew we were that close to the Tantive 4.
If I could have leaned forward, I would have been also on the edge of my seat.
You were on the metaphorical edge of your seat.
Again, though, as someone who hasn't really been watching
Yeah.
that much,
it was just exciting to watch, right?
It was very much entertaining.
Yeah.
And
I
didn't know what was coming at all.
Oh yeah.
And I was excited though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a really, and the sequence, they're literally handing it from hand to hand to get it away from Vader. Would get some of the most powerful Force powers we see from Vader ever. The closest we saw was in the Force Unleashed, the video game,
which I love.
Oh, it's an excellent game, and that's
a lot of people hate it, but I don't care.
Oh, the second one wasn't so good.
That's the one I didn't know. You're right. The first one's the one where you start off.
Yeah, and you bring down a Star Destroyer. It was really good. The Force powers are insane.
I enjoyed them both. I am so biased that I don't even care.
Yeah, really.
Just put it in my brain all day.
Yeah, exactly. And getting to use the Force like that was incredible. Which is what Vader does. I think they must have taken inspiration from that game. Because there are almost shot for shot animations when you choke a rebel soldier, someone goes and then you throw them into the wall.
He straight up takes on, in the original, when he boards the ship and he comes through, there's mostly just laser fire.
Yeah, stormtroopers.
And he comes in afterwards, and it's like just him versus like 9 rebels, and he's just like lifting them up and throwing them on the ground and stabbing this one.
And he's using the Force in an incredible way. He didn't even use it like that as Hayden Christensen's the Anakin.
Yeah.
Or as Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader.
It's like showing us like Vader is not to be messed with. Like he is all powerful, just like they showed us in the original. Even in Return of the Jedi, you never get to see Vader.
No, he doesn't wield the Force like that.
Yeah, it doesn't show him as the threat that he is portrayed as, but this is showing him as, oh my God, do not fuck with that guy.
And he's lifting them up and stabbing them, and it's immense carnage. And again, throughout the theater, I just hear, oh man, that was cool, and
at the end, it shows right as Leia gets the USB with the plans on it. It shows Vader, his last line is, prepare a boarding party.
Yeah, so they're about to make the jump to just above Tatooine.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm already like, let's watch it again.
I was going to go see it again today, but we're in New England and the weather sucks here. And although there aren't Jedi in Rogue One, the Force...
You still get that feeling of, hope.
Yeah.
Through the Force.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what, it really ties the Rebels together. They say it a bunch, and you really feel when they say, we're all Star Wars nerds, so we get excited when someone says, may the Force be with you. But you really feel like they mean it, that they believe that the Force is going to help them do stuff, and it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how a blind guy, the best line in that entire movie, they're capturing them and they throw the bag over his head and he actually says, "Are you kidding me? I'm blind," as they haul him away.
And he used the Force the best.
Yeah, he does.
Because, he's not a Jedi. He can't see. And all he's doing is going out on faith.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly saying, I'm with the Force, the Force.
Yeah, as lasers are blasting by him. And again, this movie had the courage to kill its entire cast.
Yeah.
All of again, massive spoilers if you haven't figured that out by now. The entire Rebel cast doesn't make it. Because they can't. They would have had to show up again in the originals.
They're the sacrificial lamb that had to be to.
And now there's a lot of
Darth
power.
Vader.
Yeah, there's a lot of power behind the rest of the original trilogy now too. The Rebel Alliance really felt real, as opposed to just something Luke joins up with.
Yeah.
We feel for it. We root for the Alliance because it's good versus evil, but they really have a reason to fight now, and we know it.
I had worried when Disney said they were going to do a Star Wars film every year.
Yeah.
That
oversaturation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this really justified itself.
Now I want one. Can I get like 2 every year?
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
If they're going to do this, then I am all on board for that, because this one did not feel just like a cash grab. We're going to throw this out here because we know Star Wars is going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like that. This was absolutely justified. It felt needed.
Yeah.
It felt like this is out here for a reason. We have a story that's a lot bigger, more robust than what we showed original. I'm going to give it like a 9 out of 10. I thought it was excellent.
Yep.
It was better than The Force Awakens. And the only reason I'm going to give it that score is just because I really wanted to see more play with Jyn Erso and her father.
Yeah.
I really felt like that was a wasted story and a waste of an actor. And that's like really my biggest complaint, is that I was hoping when she made it to that planet and saw him on the platform, like I knew he was doomed. But I really was just hoping that even like the conversation as he, as it kind of goes down, I wish that there was more. That's my biggest.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I give it a 9. But
right
other than that, absolutely must see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with probably like an 8.5.
Right on.
Just because I don't want to see 9 like you did.
Yeah.
But I as an outsider looking in, again, it was a good movie. It was not just a Star Wars movie, but it was its own movie, and kept my attention.
Yeah.
It,
didn't fall
it had
asleep.
me, like I said, on the edge of my seat, and it was just easy to follow. It wasn't. You didn't have to put any effort into it. It was just a badass movie. So, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 9. And the only reason like every Star Wars movie, it has its flaws. This is a really stupid flaw again, but because it can't be avoided. But James Earl Jones sounds really old. Yeah. Darth Vader sounds way older than he did 3 days later. You know what I mean? Again, there's nothing can be done about it. It's James Earl Jones. He's back as Darth Vader, but it was weird. You could tell that it wasn't this. I don't know. It was again. It's a stupid complaint. That's not why I gave it. Not why I'm giving it a 9. It just that was one of the again. It's Star Wars. There's plot holes all over the place. We accept them because the overall story is much more fascinating. So I'll give it a 9. I would rarely ever give a movie a perfect score.
Yeah, I don't think
Same here.
This is as close to a perfect score as I'm going to give. The only thing I'd give a perfect score to is Shawshank Redemption. That's the only one.
Out of this series, I would give Empire a 10. Because that movie changed my life growing up.
And this is as close
I know
to...
how stupid that
no,
sounds.
it doesn't. I completely
Empire
understand.
changed my childhood.
This is as close to The Empire Strikes Back as I think the Star Wars films have gotten in terms of quality, in terms of story.
Emotional impact.
Oh my god, yeah. And again, they did it with no real romantic storyline. The female lead, the main character of the film in Felicity Jones was a female that didn't have a man to move her story along. Yeah. There was one, but he was just a comrade. Or, again, there was a little sort of could have gone that way, but Gareth Edwards, the director, said, fuck all that nonsense. And I want to blow things up now.
Now that I think about it, I know we're wrapping it up, but...
No, it's all good.
Comparison to Empire. When you look at the original trilogy, New Hope ended on like a yeah note, and Jedi also landed on that note. But Empire ended on a Luke lost his hand.
Yeah.
Han may or may not be dead. The Empire truly beat them, but there's that inkling of hope. This also ended on a...
Literally on hope.
Yeah.
That was Leia's final word.
Yeah. It's they may have... They won in the aspect of they accomplished what they were trying to set out to do.
Well,
and it wasn't afraid to end on a
killing everyone.
Right.
Yeah. But again, it gives the rest of the Rebels story throughout the original trilogy even more weight. And I'm hoping that at some point we get something equivalent to that for the First Order. Something in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, like Rogue One, you know?
Exactly.
And I'm very excited, and that's for the Star Wars universe going forward, 10 out of 10. I am 11 out of 10. I am so excited for what's coming. Because I love Star Wars, and this is, well, Disney learned a lot from the Avengers.
Yeah, they did.
They know what they're doing, and they just said, let's do the same thing but with lightsabers. And here we are. And I'm very, very happy about it, $4 billion later.
Yeah.
And everyone was worried that when Disney bought Lucasfilm that something awful would happen, and my only response was, did you guys watch the Marvel movies?
I kind of had faith just because if somebody's going to move forward with the series, at least it's not Lucas.
There's still George Lucas's influence, obviously. George Lucas's influence is all over it, but I mean, they haven't completely abandoned everything he did. They've just made it richer, I think.
Yeah.
And I hope it continues.
So I guess I'd give it a 9.
That's 8.5.
A 9. I'm going with 9.
So
brilliant performances, brilliant effects, good story.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah.
If you have seen it,
see it again.
Leave comments.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you hated about it. If you hated something about it.
Yeah. And if you have any other movies, games, shows you'd like us to review in the future, just let us know. And we will do as many as possible. I know, like right now in the television world, most shows are on their break, but when February comes around, Walking Dead will be back. I'm going to try and do Arrow and The Flash.
Yes.
And Gotham, hopefully.
Yeah. I'll be doing Gotham.
Yeah.
And also, too, we're
Westworld.
Yes, West. Oh, God, I can't
Although that got pushed to 2018.
Oh, jeez. That's over a year away.
Yeah, no, I can't do it.
It sucks. But we're going to start from Captain America, the First Avenger, from the Marvel movies, and go as far as we can. And then at the end, or not go as far as we can, well, go as far as we can as far as movies. We think we'll get to about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That'd be awesome.
And we'll do a comprehensive Marvel, one final Marvel thing. This has been Roll Call. I'm Phil.
JP.
And we'll stay out of trouble.
Peace.
Yeah, right? Stay out of trouble. Or...
Get into some trouble.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to get into trouble, film it so we can watch it.